Hey guys, we are in the basement, and today guys, on this episode of John's Arcade, well guys, we're gonna do a John's Arcade tech video. That's right, we're gonna hopefully fix my journey in this video because the monitor has collapsed. Now you guys probably saw this in the previous episodes the last few weeks, and take a look here. It's horrible. so it's kind of like a vertical line, okay? There's a little bit of picture on the left side, and the right side is completely missing. Now, it actually started doing this a few months ago. Like one day I was down here and it was collapsed like that. So I pulled the game out and I kind of resat one of the jumper pins, because there's like these horizontal and vertical position jumpers on the G07 monitor that's in there, and I just kind of resat those and it fixed the issue, okay? Now that was for a few months, and now it started doing it again a few weeks ago. So I pulled the game out like a couple weeks ago, and I started wiggling some of the wires near the jumper pins, and sure enough, it fixed it. But then, after the game was on for like a half hour, it did it again, and now it's like that. So I do believe it's heat related. I think that it's heating up. We probably have a cold solder joint. I did pick up some vertical ICs also right here on eBay. This was like 4 ICs for $10 shipped, because my buddy Zoltan sent me an email, and he said he had the same issue with the G07, and he just replaced the vertical ICs, and he said that he thought as they warmed up they started to fail. So maybe we'll replace these parts in this video too. At the very least, we're going to reflow all the solder. Now you can see here I already have all my tools ready because we have to work down here in the basement. It's too cold to go to the garage. So we have my Hakko desoldering iron, okay, the FR300, and then we're going to be using my Weller WTCPT soldering iron. So we're all set up here, ready to go. I have my discharge tool. I have my toolbox right here. So let's just get to work. So I'm gonna have to pull the game out. And actually, there's a bit of a problem with Journey that I do need to address. So we're not going to address it in this video, but the leg levelers, my leg levelers that I put on the bottom of this game, and by the way, this was a complete restore. We did like a 15-part video series, or 20, whatever it was, and when we got this game, it was converted to a golf game, and we converted it back, and it's all original parts inside, and anyway, it's one of my best and my most proudest restore ever, and so anyway, when we put the leg levelers on, I put these little small little like collars that were threaded that the leg lever went through, and they didn't have a lot of meat on them. And since the game's been down here, and since I've been moving it around just to make room for other stuff or move games around, two of the leg levers fell off. So I have to be really careful how I get this thing out, and I need to really find the original Midway leg leveler plates, because the particle board, it's all chewed up. There's nothing there for the plates to hold on to, and it's kind of a mess. Anyway, enough of that. So, all right, I'm gonna move the Pac-Man Cabaret, and let's pull Journey out and get to the back. I'm gonna do this real quick. Hang on. All right, I had the game out here. Let's go back here. I want to just see if we can kind of fix it real quick. Give us kind of a better idea where to look. So let's remove the back door, and the game just turned off the interlock. All right, let me get this back door off of here. I don't have the tripod back here. All right, so let's pull the interlock switch here. Turn the game back on. But really, before, I was able to fix it by playing with these right here. So I think there's a cold solder joint right here. I think that's all the problem is, because I can totally make it come back. So okay, so right now it's all screwed up. So if I were to come in here and just kind of wiggle this stuff, just curious. Yeah, see, look at it, it's starting to come back. See that? Oh no, there, it just shrank. Really interesting, huh? So let me come in here. And this thing too. See that yoke wire? Actually, that's for the yoke. Let's take a look now. Look it's fixed. Oh, now look at it's collapsing again. That's really interesting. So I'm gonna go back there and wiggle the wire, and let's see what happens. All right, so right now I'm wiggling the neck board wire. Did it fix it? Oh, now it's even worse. And I'm being careful here where I'm touching. All right, so now that made it worse. I think it's definitely that connector, that header. How's it look now? Oh God, it's totally worse. So let me see. How's it look now? Is it changing at all? No. We made it worse. Yeah, I think it's definitely connection related. Yeah, that is the yoke wire, isn't it? Oh, look it. Boy, that's crazy. So this set of wires that I'm moving here, yeah, it goes right to the yoke. Oh, look at that. It's fixed. Interesting. Yeah, it's the set of yoke wires. There, now it's... So if I twist this... Yeah. Look at that, guys. Huh. So I could totally fix it by moving those yoke wires. Boy, I don't know if it's a cold solder joint, to be honest, because if we come back here, okay, and what I'm doing, oh shit, I just unplugged the damn game. Hang on. All right, I got it back on. So what I was doing is I was moving these wires right here, okay, see these? These ones right here. And if I twisted them in such a way, the picture was coming back. So it's these guys right here. Now I hope we don't have a connection issue at the yoke, which would be up in here, where we'd have to reflow the solder right there, which wouldn't be too bad, I don't think, because this whole bundle of wires, yeah, it just goes right there. There's 3 tabs right there, and then these 2 right here. So there's, let's see, in this bundle, is there 5 wires? There's 4 wires, okay, and it's going to these tabs right here on the yoke. I wonder if the problem is actually right here, and actually not at the board. I'm curious about that now. Let's take a look now. Is the picture still good or bad? Yeah, so now it's bad. I'm gonna just wiggle the wire by the yoke itself to see if that fixes it. It's almost curvy now. So I'm actually just wiggling it on the yoke side. I need to get a mirror, I think, so I can see what's happening. Hang on, let me go find a mirror. Alright, I couldn't find a mirror, but I found my kill screen CD. So I can see the picture if it's collapsed or not. So right now it looks good. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to wiggle the wires on the connector side that's on the connector side at the monitor chassis to see if that's where the connection issue lives. So right now, look at that. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just pushing, trying to do it at the connector. Yeah, the problem is at the connector. Totally. Yep, look at that. So we definitely have some kind of a connection issue here. I'm gonna try reseating that real quick. I'm gonna reseat the connector, and let's see if we could take a look at it too. I wonder if we can rotate this game a little bit more. Hang on. All right, so we're back here, and so the connector that's giving us the trouble, it appears to be right here. The game's turned off right now, so it's right here. So, oh, look there's the problem right there. Look. We just found the problem, guys. The pin came out. Well, this is gonna be an easy fix. We don't have to do any soldering. Wow, why did that come out? Interesting, so we gotta just put this back in. But why did it come out? Boy, is this the kind of pin I can crimp? That doesn't look like any pins I have. Well, that's easy. What an easy fix. There we go. That's it. That's all it was. It's still kind of loose. And these all have a little bit of play. This one has way more play though. All right, let's put this back on and make sure the pin is all the way down. So this can only go on one way, this connector here. Oh. All right, so you can see how it's rocking, by the way. So let's kind of inspect our work here and make sure that pin isn't coming out. I think it was the white one. All right, let's turn the game on. Just kind of double checking my work here. So it's that connector right there. See it? It's that guy. And it was like the white wire was not all the way in. Oh boy, that's an easy fix. All right, let's take a look up here. All right, so the picture's fine. Now, I guess the question is, did we fix it? Because I was able to fix it before. Actually, I want to know if I move that wire right now, is it going to screw up right now? So I'm going to put the camera on the monitor, and I'm going to go in the back. Where's my CD? And I'm going to kind of just see if I can make the picture change by moving that wire again. No, I can't. Yeah, that's it. Well, that was an easy fix. Yeah, that's it, guys. We totally fixed it. I'm moving the wires like crazy. It's not changing. Oh, my God. Well, hey, I'm not going to complain about that. That was a totally easy fix. All right, I guess we don't need to solder. I pulled all that stuff out of the garage for nothing. All right, so what are we gonna do? Well, all right, let me put the game back. I'm pretty confident I fixed it. We're gonna leave it on for, a good half hour here in the video. And actually, you know what we'll do? I tell you what, since this was such an easy fix, why don't we move on to the Firefox, because that right now is missing sound. Let's see if we can figure that out. So I'm gonna put this game back in its hole, okay? And then we'll go over to Firefox and see if we can figure out what's going on over there. All right, I got Journey and Pac-Man back where they belong, and so everything's fine. So it's 5:30 right now. So again, when we were doing the year-end video, after a half hour, it got bad again, but I don't really think that's gonna happen because it was clearly a connection issue, right? I mean, that pin was out. So I feel pretty confident that we just fixed it. So we'll see. All right, let's go over here. We'll leave this on. Okay, so let's talk about Firefox and what's happening. So when we did the year-end video, for some reason, the sound went away. And I have no idea why that happened. So we're gonna see if we can at least try to figure out what's happening over here. So if we start a game, there's no sound, okay? And if we go in here and play with the volume pot, we get nothing. So, what is the problem? I don't know. Is it the AR power supply? Again, I don't really know. So let's pull this game out. Now this game is on carpet sliders. This thing should just kind of come right out. Really heavy game, but with these carpet sliders, they're amazing. Okay. All right, let's see. Hopefully the cord's long enough. All right, so let's get the game over here. All right, so we're gonna have to look in the back door because I suspect the problem is in this area right here. Now there's a key. I'm assuming I have that key. Hopefully this is it. Huh. Is this screwed on? No, it's not. What is this key I have? This does not look like the right key here. Oh, there's more keys. Gotcha. All right, so let's see if one of these keys does it. Oh my God. There we go. Okay, so here's what's going on. So let's just start looking at the basic stuff here before we jump to too many conclusions. So let's turn the game off. And let me grab my flashlight and let's just take a peek in there. Because I don't really know what could be causing this. But I don't think it's Laserdisc player related because the sounds that we're missing come from the game PCB down there. So let's kind of just take a peek. And actually, let's look together really quick. So we have an AR power supply right here, okay? So the problem could actually be right in here because there's an audio amplifier. Oh, actually, we have two ARs. We have one up there, too. Oh, geez. So the problem could be with the power supplies. And, of course, there's two. God darn it. Why are there two power supplies for this game? But anyway, the Atari AR is an audio regulator PCB. That's what AR stands for. And it does all of the voltages for the logic, and it also has audio amplifiers on there. So all the sound is going through these ARs. But I want to just do the stupid, simple stuff right now. Like we should be testing fuses. We should reseat connections. And actually, let's do that right now. Let me get my multimeter, and we'll test those fuses down there. Just to make sure that's okay, and we'll reseat connections and all that good stuff. I mean, I don't think it's the pot. I mean, we could try cleaning the audio pot, but it seems like if the audio pot was bad, that I'd be able to get something out of it when I'm moving it left and right. All right, so I got my little suitcase over here. And I know Ron Phillips wanted me to do a video showing what's in my suitcase. My little toolbox. I love this thing, by the way. And by the way, I upgraded my my screwdriver because I was jealous of Jay's because mine was really underpowered. So we got a really good one now. And I use this thing is awesome. So I had some Home Depot gift cards, and so I treated myself to that. That's a pretty awesome bitchin' setup, right? So Milwaukee, it was about 120 bucks or something. It comes with 2 batteries and a charger, and I love it. And it's got this nice little carrying case, so it's pretty cool. All right, anyway, so in here I've got all kinds of stuff, fuses and paper towels and coin mechs. And I don't really have a lot of tools, honestly. It's funny, I've been able to fix most of the stuff at the hangar with pretty basic stuff, like fuses, deoxit. I got my channel locks for bending big stuff. I have some starters in here, wire strippers, silicone spray, and then on the sides I have my most used tools, okay? Like right here, I'm constantly using these pliers, not these ones, and not these. So there's pliers here and side cutters. And then on the other side, I have these pliers. So I'm constantly using these. These are my favorite pliers. I use these nonstop to clear coin jams, to get coins out, just to bend things. And then for screwdrivers, I use this one all the time. Tothwolf actually sent me this a long time ago. It's a Klein Tools screwdriver. It's actually my favorite screwdriver. It's super high quality. And so this is my #1 screwdriver. But really, I've managed to fix most things with these basic tools here. And lots of lights. My wife got me this. This is a headlight. It goes on your head. I know that when we were doing the outrun, Tim was wearing this. And I got this light right here. And there's also this little dome light here. Like, light is the biggest thing. This thing's pretty great, too. My wife got me this for Christmas. It's a little USB charging dome light. So this one's nice because you can just set it down and it casts a lot of light in a big kind of radius, whereas the other ones are a little more focused. And this is a USB rechargeable one. But my favorite light by far is this one right here. I love this thing. It's the Big Larry. And I'm constantly using it. And what's amazing about the Big Larry is that it's this magnet on the bottom, which is unbelievably handy. So like, for instance, when we're in the back of a game like this, right? And I'm looking all around, trying to figure out where to put the light. And almost always there's some magical spot, you know, like right there, you know, and bam, now I've got focused light where I need it. And you just kind of find the spot where the metal is, and there's always metal, you know, like on the PCB cage right there, you know. So, I mean, look how great that is, right? So you can just stick it right on the PCB cage, and bam, you've got light where you need it. And that's exactly where we need it right now because we want to test the fuses. So, all right, let's come in here. I'm gonna put my multimeter on continuity, and we're just gonna kind of quickly go through these fuses. But what I'm doing right now is basically what I do at the hangar, like all the time. Just these kind of stupid, like just trying to diagnose what the issue is on the fly. This one looks a little suspect here. That's good. That's good. Good. All right, all the fuses are good. So I have my meter on continuity, and if they beep, that means there's continuity between point A and point B. Let's try reseating the connectors. Right there. All right, let's turn it on and just kind of see if anything's different now with the connector reset. I'm just gonna try to start a game real quick. Yeah, there's no sound at all. So the game's running right now. Let's see if we can make sound happen somehow. Boy, this might be tougher than the journey. The game's running right now. So if we have, I'm not prepared to rebuild the AR today. So let me turn the game off. I'm wondering if I should reseat the audio connectors on the AR. I'm also wondering if the volume is all the way up right now. So it looks like I should probably, I believe that the audio wires are these brown and white. So it's this connector right here is the audio. So let me just reseat that one. I wonder if I switch the ARs. That might be worth a shot. Because if you look at this, the top AR is not using all the inputs and outputs. The bottom one is. So the bottom one, the sound is coming out over there. I wonder if we switch these ARs, because the top one, it looks like the sound portion is not being used. So I'm actually, I think we're gonna do that. If we switch the ARs. Nothing. I'm gonna turn the volume up. Just make sure we have sound. Make sure the volume's all the way up. So when I move the volume pot, I hear a little bit of static. I tell you what, why don't we swap the ARs? Let's switch them in their locations and see if we get anything different here. So let's turn this off. And where'd my flashlight go? Oh, it's right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug the bottom AR, and we're gonna put it in the top spot, and each one of these has one screw. All right. I mean, it's just 5 connectors. This shouldn't be a big deal. So let's get our screwdriver. All right, hang on. I'm gonna go in there. This is really awkward to film. So let's turn the game some more. Damn it. see. Okay, that might be a little bit better. So I'm gonna come down here, and I'm gonna unscrew. Boy, this is tight. Let's unscrew the AR, the bottom one. Okay, there's a little rubber washer here. We gotta keep track of that. And then there's a screw on the top one. Alright, that's off. Okay, so alright, so the top one is only using 2 connectors. I don't want to screw this up. So this one is 1, 2, and then these 3 in the back. 1, 2, 3. All right. So here's the AR right here, and it does look like someone rebuilt this at some point. All right. So let's take the top one off. 1, 2. All right. So here's the top one, and let's just kind of confirm the same model number. So they have matching serial numbers on here, by the way. So upright 701, these are the original ones. It does look like someone rebuilt them. I don't know, these caps look kind of, oh, I'm getting them mixed up now. God darn it. Which one came from, ah, shoot. Oh, okay, this one was from the top, it still has a screw on it. All right, so this one's gonna go on the bottom now. All right, so, boy, John, don't get this mixed up. I don't know if I can, actually. This goes here.
On your mark. Get set.
Okay, so this goes here, and then this goes here. Okay, and then back here. Goes like that. I don't know if you guys can really see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so the bottom one's in. So basically, I'm just making the connections again. Okay. And so, God, I hate how those go in. It's just so tight. All right, so let's put the top one up here now. And then this one's only using 2 of the plugs. All right, so should we try it? All right, let's turn it on. Hope for the best. Did I unplug it?
On your mark.
Yep.
Get set.
All right. Okay, it's turning on. No sound. Uh-oh, the game's resetting. What happened here? Let's turn it off. So there's no sound still. So I guess the problem is not the ARs. So I hope it's not a board issue. Should I put the ARs back where they were? I kind of want to. All right, I'm going to swap them back the way they were because obviously that's not the issue. Because the bottom board here, according to the wiring I'm looking at, the bottom AR is the one that's handling the audio. Because I can see that the audio wires are coming out of the bottom one. So that's the one that we need to have working for the audio amp. And the top one, the audio section wasn't being used at all, and I'm assuming that it was never used, and so it was good. So since we switched them and we now have no audio, I think it's safe to assume that the problem we have here is not AR related. And I sure hope it's not a board issue. All right, I'm gonna swap the ARs back to where they were, because I just want to put it the way they were. Hang on. All right, I got the game back on. The ARs are back where they were. The one thing I probably should be doing too is testing voltages. I'm wondering if I could test them here somewhere. Yeah, let's see if we can test them at this edge connector. So let's put it on DC volts. And we could probably deduce what's what here.
On your mark.
All right, so I'm gonna just see if we can figure out where the 5 volts is and the 12 volts on here. So let's grab ground. So it looks like this screw right here is a big ground plane. All right, so if I just grab ground right here, and let's see if I can somehow do this. All right, so it's 4.994 volts at the board. That's good. Our 5 volts is great. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'm kind of looking for 12 volts right now. I really don't think we have a power supply issue because we swapped the power supplies, right? So, and we had the same exact symptom. Where's 12 volts? There it is. So we have 10.5 volts on the 12 volts. So that's probably just fine. Okay, yeah, I really don't think it's a power supply issue just because the problem moved. So let's just take a look at the board. And this is a big, scary board. And I don't know if it has any Atari Pokies on here, which are sound chips. You know, could it be that? But let's just see what we can figure out by looking at this. If maybe something or anything. Okay, so, and this is a 3-board stack here. Just kind of pushing on these chips here. Okay, so let's look at this other side right here. Okay, so this is the video board, right? And of course the board I want to see is probably in the middle. Yeah. I wonder if this thing has a Pokey chip. Pokey was the Atari sound chip. So this is the NTC-SC demodulator. So this is for the laser disc, this board right here. And then this board over here is the graphics PCB, the top one. So the middle one's got to be the board that has all the sound on it.
On your mark. Get set.
And of course, the issue could even be these filter boards. Like if I were to remove this filter board and remove this from the equation, this RFI shield, maybe we'll do that. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's remove this RFI shield. Let's just get it out of the equation. Like I removed this on my iRobot. Oh my god, I need a smaller screwdriver. This screwdriver's too big. So it should just be these few screws on the top here. But, you know, back in the 80s, they were afraid that these games were going to interfere with TVs and radio. God, these screws. Damn it, don't strip it. I'm stripping the screw. God bless America. So anyway, back in the 80s, they thought that these games were going to cause all kinds of interference with TVs and radios and emergency equipment and stuff. So they all had these like RF shields on them. Yeah, I'm using pliers. This screw is really in there. I'm starting to strip it. Oh my God. Really? It's coming. There we go. Get off. Jeez, old Pete. John versus the screw. Wow, that thing is really in there. There it comes. All right. All right, so this thing should just pop right off. All right, so we're removing that variable from the equation now. So let's try it without. And if this doesn't do it, I'm gonna have to do some research. Board's upside down. All right, let's slide this in. And we can make our connections now directly at the board and just completely bypass that thing. It's just not needed. You know, you'll find those on Pac-Mans and Galagas. You just don't need them. And they cause more trouble than they're worth. But it's the kind of piece, though, I don't throw away. I'll keep it just for the historical significance of the game. But you can see it's got all these diodes and stuff. You know, one of those could have went, who knows. We're just guessing right now. Simple stuff first, always. All right, game's on. Nope, no sound. I mean, I don't think it's the pot. God, could the pot have gone bad? I doubt it. All right, you know what? We're going to stop right here, okay? This was kind of a fact-finding little mission here. Actually, if you guys got any ideas or comments, comment below. But, I mean, we checked the voltages. They appear to all be good. I'm going to put these screws back in here. I'm going to leave the filter board off. But let's just put the screws back so they're here if we ever want to put it back. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas here or if you experienced this before, I'm all ears. Leave comments below. Oh, great. I just lost a tip to my screwdriver in the middle of the cabinet somewhere. Terrific. Hang on. All right, I got that stupid bit out of there. So, all right, let's put the back door on. And I guess we'll just leave the game on. And maybe I'll throw... this has some screws in it. I was going to keep that filter board right there. We'll just leave it on the back like that. Right? Who cares? Can't even see it. And let's put the game back in its hole. Let's turn it on first. By the way, these carpet sliders that are on here, amazing. Especially for such a big, heavy game like this. I really hope that my issue is not a board issue, because that's going to be a bit of a bummer, trying to figure that out. I got to get more of those carpet things, because this is amazing to be able to move a game like this. I mean, the game plays, just no sound, so... Alright, what a bummer, we didn't fix it. Let's go check on the Journey, see what's going on over there. Rats. Hopefully Journey's still working. I really suspect it is. And it is. Alright, so Journey's fixed. Without a doubt. That's all it was a simple, basic little connection issue. Guess we should turn all this stuff off, huh? All right, so what do you guys want to do? I know we didn't fix the Firefox. So if you have any ideas for me, I'm all ears. Leave comments below. But at least Journey's working. I'm worried that the Firefox is a PCB issue. I pretty much am positive that we pretty much deduced that it's not the power supply, which is what I thought it was going to be. I don't think that's the case at all, guys. Kind of a bummer, right? Okay, so let's do some viewer mail. And by the way, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail segment, you need to email them. And by the way, the popcorn machine, not here right now. It's on the floor. So anyway, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, email them to me at john@johnsarcade.com. That's john@johnsarcade.com. Could be a question, a comment, anything. It doesn't matter. You know, arcade related would be helpful. All right, the first one here. Are you ready? It's from Ron Phillips. Yes, Ron Phillips. Now, Ron Phillips bombed my mailbox on the year-end part 2 video. And he did send me an email because I guess after he watched it, well, I'll read here. Hi, John. My son and I just finished watching part 2 of your 2016 year-end all-access review. We were in tears when we watched your viewer mail segment. Your reaction was priceless. We didn't realize that you're going to read all of the questions we submitted. We thought you would read maybe 1, but all 5. I guess you couldn't edit the segment if they weren't good questions or wanted to give someone else some screen time. Anyway, we enjoyed the video, and thanks for all you do for the hobby, Ron Phillips. So that was pretty funny, actually, because I'm doing viewer mail, and I printed a whole bunch of them. And then, like, halfway through, I'm realizing that I keep reading emails from the same guy, because I just printed like the 10 newest ones, and I guess 5 of them were from Ron Phillips. So, and my friend Adam at One Circuit did a little mashup of it. It was pretty funny. It made me chuckle. So anyway, moving on. What is wrong with the Firefox? I'm thinking about it right now. I'm gonna read up on that. I'm gonna read the manual. I'm gonna go on the internet. This is how I do things. Like when I get, like I do like the initial fact-finding mission, right? Which is I think we just did over there. And then if I feel like I've kind of done all the basics and I'm not getting anywhere, then I go on the internet and I Google like a madman. So that's, I guarantee you someone out there has had this problem. Someone somewhere on the internet has posted, my Firefox has no sound. I will find that thread. Next one's from Chris Bucci. You know, Chris Bucci is a longtime YouTube guy. Spida1A, S-P-I-D-A 1A. He does a lot of pinball videos. He has a microphone like this. You know, he talks like Price is Right kind of microphone. You know, should I get one of those? Would that be more official? But he's been doing videos for a long time, a lot of pinball videos and Neo Geo reviews, and every now and then Chris Bucci sends me an email, and here's a viewer mail. Hi, John. I've really enjoyed watching your arcade operator excursion at the hangar. I was wondering, how do you have the games priced for location play? Will you be seeing how they earn at various price points and adjust accordingly? Great stuff and have a great 2017, my friend. Sincerely, Chris Bucci, YouTube Spida1A. So Chris, I'm going to tell you, we went into this with the idea that the games had to be 25 cents. The arcade games. 25 cents, because I go to all these barcades around the country, it's always 25 cents. So Jay and I talked, you know, and we said it's got to be 25 cents. That's what you remember. That's the nostalgia. Now, in the pinballs, there was another operator in there that had a Monster Bash, okay? And he was operating that game at $1. So what we did was we made Ghostbusters $1 to be the same as Monster Bash, and also it's the newest game in the whole place. So Monster Bash is Monster Bash and Ghostbusters are both $1. Monster Bash is not ours, but our Ghostbusters is $1. And then NBA Fast Break, my pinball, I priced that one at 50 cents because it's a 90s pin. So to answer your question, we haven't really experimented with the pricing at all. All the video games are a quarter. I've considered trying some stuff, though, like making Mortal Kombat 50 cents, or Street Fighter 50 cents, or Outrun and Pole Position 50 cents. I'll tell you, the kids that come in there, the really young kids, you know, they're pumping, like, because there's other games in there, like the Big Buck Hunter and the Chex Hockey. Those games are all expensive. Like, those are all $1 to play. Golden Tee and Chex and all those other games that aren't ours that are there already, they're all like $1. And I noticed that these kids come in, young kids, 10, 12, and a quarter to them is meaningless. And they don't even think twice when they put 4 quarters in. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, you want to maximize profits when you do something like this, but you don't want to make people mad, and you want them to come back. So that's why we kind of felt really strongly that these should all be a quarter. But I think maybe the driving games you could maybe jack up to 50 cents, or the fighting games. We have a House of Dead. We're going to definitely price that at 50 cents. So I don't know. We will experiment, I think, but I think the game has to really have the perceived value to be more than a quarter. I really think a game like Tapper needs to be 25 cents. Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, those all need to be a quarter. Some of the bigger, elaborate games that are more 90s and newer, I think you can go to 50 cents. And then the stuff that's obviously very new, I think $1 is pretty normal right now. So I don't know. I mean, we haven't put a lot of thought into it, and we haven't tried a lot of stuff, but we have definitely talked about it. But as far as I can tell, every classic arcade that's out there is doing the classic vids at a quarter, and so we never even considered anything but that. All right, let's go on. This one is from Sturgeon Hunter. Love the show. Almost watched every video. I purchased a Gottlieb 1973 Big Shot pin. It's playable, but only player one works. Won't add bonus to end a ball. Can't wait for your Bronco vid and hope it's fully in depth. Love the EM pins. Hope you buy another. Keep up the great work, John. Yeah, you know, I was going to bring the Gottlieb down today, and I said to myself, no, I can't, because I got to fix that Journey first. So Journey's now fixed. So we're ready to bring Gottlieb. We're ready to bring the Gottlieb Bronco down, and next weekend maybe we could start working on it. And you know, what you're saying here is that it won't add the bonus at the end of the ball. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I have going on with my game, okay? Where like the credit reel won't move, you know, and all that stuff is gummed up because they use this heavy grease on all those scoring reels, and over time the stuff is just seized up and the reels can't advance. And if the reels can't advance, the features don't work. And I bet you that whatever we do to fix that credit reel on mine is going to fix your player one. It will fix your bonus at the end of ball. I don't know. It's all about the gumminess. So we'll be doing that soon. I think I printed one more here. I got one with tons of photos in it. Yes, here we go. I guess I printed 4 today. Or did I print 5? No, I printed 4. All right, so this one is from Des. It says, "Hi John, I love your videos. The year-end video was always as excellent. I really been enjoying your videos on the hangar. It is fun and exciting. It is a fun and exciting journey for you, Jay, and your YouTube followers. I do think you need a few more 90s games at the hangar. Anyway, I was just wondering whether there was a separate specific marketing about John and Jay's Arcade at the hangar. Do you have a separate sign outside on the road advertising? You don't want just to have people who come to the hangar for a drink and food and then feel like playing some games. You want to also capture people who want to visit for the arcade and then might feel like playing and drinking some food. The next question is about all the games on MAME. There are thousands and thousands of them. Did all these games at some point really exist in physical form in an arcade, either as a dedicated cabinet or an arcade kit, upgrade kit? Some are so bad, I can't imagine them ever making any serious money. The game collections at FunSpot, even California Extreme, all the best retro arcade collections seem to represent only a tiny, tiny sample of the games available on MAME. Thanks, John Dez. So there is no John and Jay's specific signage or marketing at the hangar right now. Will that change? I don't know. At the end of the day, that establishment is not John and Jay's. That is the Hangar Pub and Grill and Amherst Brewery. Jay and I are partnering with the owner to put our games in there, but it's still his place. Now, we are marketing our games as John and Jay's Arcade, but really on the internet only, on Facebook. That's it. So there's no physical signage. We're making our own personal marketing efforts on Facebook. And by the way, go to facebook.com/John and Jay's Arcade. But right now, it's the Hangar Arcade to the public. That's how it's perceived. And I agree with you, because we had these discussions too. We want to get the people who want to play the games to come here, and then they'll buy the beer and the food, instead of the people coming from the food and the beer, which it's always been, and then saying, oh wow, they have an arcade over here. So we're trying to connect those two worlds. And it's a bit of a challenge, but so far, I'll tell you, we got growth. Every week we're doing better than the previous. It hasn't gone down once. So it's catching on little by little by little by little. People are definitely finding us on Facebook locally. So, and also if you guys want to follow our adventures, I've been posting unlisted videos on there. I guess they're Facebook only videos at John and Jay. It's facebook.com/John and Jay's Arcade. And then he asks about all those thousands and thousands of games on MAME. You know, he wants to know, were those actually physical games, like hardware, cabinets, and PCBs? And I think the answer is mostly yes, because that's kind of the purpose of MAME, right? It's emulating the original hardware. So people were dumping all of the ROMs off of the original PCBs, and then the hardware was emulating the hardware, and then using the original code that was on the board. So to answer your question, I really think that almost all of those games that are in MAME were available in some physical form at some point. Now, obviously, I think a majority of them, a big percentage of them were kits, were PCBs that were designed to replace, say Tapper Stop Earning, and they had, Super Buttman PCB, whatever, and you convert Tapper to Super Buttman, But the game was only on location at like 5 laundromats in Wichita, Kansas, and that was it. And then it was a dud, and then ended up in someone's collection, and then someone dumped it, and now it's there. And of course, in Japan and Asia, there was thousands and hundreds of bootlegs, which is probably adding so much to the MAME library, because there's thousands of variations and bootlegs in there. So I don't know. Unless you guys disagree with me in the comments below, I think all that stuff existed for the most part. There's probably a few oddities that never ever made it outside of prototype phase that are in there, but I think most of the stuff was dumped from original hardware, which is, again, the whole point of the MAME project. So it's crazy to think about, and that's why I have the playlists on mine, just to keep myself organized. So, all right, guys, that's it for this video. I don't know, is this a short or a long video? I have no idea. I hope you guys liked it. We did stuff we had to do. We fixed one of 2 things. Journey's still working. I feel very confident that I'm actually relieved we didn't have to solder. I was all ready to do this. I even ordered parts. So I guess I have these vertical ICs now on hand. So I do this a lot. It's like, okay, next weekend, we're gonna work on the Journey monitor. I gotta make sure I have everything I need. And so I did. And a small investment, and now I have these parts on hand. They'll go in my G07 pile. So anyway, that's it, guys. Again, viewer mail at john@johnsarcade.com. So be sure to check out my 2 podcasts, Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com. We have an app. It's a free app. Go download it, please, on the iOS Store or Google Play. Search for Video Game Outsiders. It's a great, easy way to listen and keep up with all those podcasts. And if you want to subscribe, there's extra content, including The John Show with John. That is arcade related. I kind of do like a 15-20 minute podcast every week, just talking about my arcade adventures, mostly at the hangar. I also read some viewer mail too from the archives. And then of course my other podcast, You Suck Show at yousuckshow.com. So all right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you very soon. Next video, I don't know, what do you want to do? I know that next weekend I'm going to be doing stuff at the hangar. Probably we're going to be bringing the House of Dead there. And so I don't know if next weekend's video will be the Bronco or if it'll be at the hangar. Maybe we could try to do both. I really do want to get that Bronco down here badly. So anyway, all right, that's it. I'll see you very soon. Later and bye.